lots of police and fire still here. I'm going to step away so you can take a look at this scene here. It appears that a car ran into a truck just inches away from hitting that house. The car and the truck completely destroyed. Just a horrifying and disturbing scene here. As you take a look behind me, crews are finishing up their search efforts, and just over that hill was where the body was found. Problems extend beyond the heat, such as dirty conditions and even cracks in the wall like this one right here. When you need to fill up your tank, it's only going to cost you $3.23. I'm standing on Putnam Pike Road, where right behind me, crews are just getting started. For years, this dome has been filled with bleachers. Now, fans will be met with these Navy chairback seats, allowing you to sit back and relax. Fans cannot be any happier. We are here at the Trap North in Smithfield, and just take a look around. This place is still full with fans. Dave McCormick is currently leading by only a 0.9%, so it's very, very close right now. Nearly 24 people living here at this encampment will soon need to pack up and leave. A scary situation caught on camera of the moment an SUV fleeing from police slams into this truck on the north side of Syracuse last night.
I heard like a loud boom, and that's not normal because usually like nothing goes on outside the street.
Jasmine Holloman was just coming home from work when the SUV and truck nearly missed the home across the street from her. She immediately ran over to help.
I did run in the house to grab a hammer so they can like get them out through the window area. I'm standing right in the spot where that car and truck collided into each other. There is debris everywhere, and right here behind me, the grass of this home is completely destroyed. And just to give you a picture of how close that car and truck were to hitting this home, well, it's just a few inches away. The Onondaga County Sheriff's Office said this all started when an Onondaga deputy spotted a vehicle driving recklessly on Grant Boulevard. Deputies attempted to conduct a traffic stop. The male driver ignored the deputy and accelerated away. Shortly after, that's when the SUV crashed, and then the driver ran away. Like little car accidents happen, but this is like something major. Like this could have went through somebody's house. 3 people were injured in the crash, but are expected to be okay as police continue to investigate tonight. In Syracuse, Max Williams, Citrus TV News.
This bad guy? Yeah. You don't understand a lot of this stuff?
This is what a Saturday morning looks like. Sounds like for the Johnson family. Snacks, and of course, Pokemon. But for Marvin, all of this is his distraction. He's a newly single father with 4 kids and a lot of uncertainty.
Sometimes I feel like I can't do it no more, but I can't let them down. So I have to be strong for them, but at night times I can't barely sleep at night because I'm constantly worried about what's the next day going to be, what I'm going to do for them, how I'm going to survive.
Survival is now his full-time reality. Just a few months ago, Marvin's wife suddenly dropped all 4 of the kids off to him, and he has only seen his wife once since then.
It's hard. It's very, very hard, especially if you don't have nobody.
Marvin and his kids slept in the same bed for months. There was no other option. But on one Saturday morning, after yet another sleepless night, Marvin had a wake-up call he would never forget.
And 6 singles.
A truck full of beds pulled up right at his doorstep.
I feel good because it makes my kids happy.
The beds arrive half-made. All that has to be done is drill in the screws, place the slats down, throw the mattress on top, and of course, make the bed.
You get on your bed. Yeah, I bet you is. I bet you is. You have your own bed.
And all that magic happens right here at Sleep in Heavenly Peace, a nonprofit here in Syracuse with the goal of no kid should have to sleep on the floor.
We deliver the children that are having a hard time. Either the adults or something, they're in a tough situation. They need a little bit of luck.
David Holcraft is the build manager here at Sleep in Heavenly Peace. He walked us through the whole process.
So the first thing that happens, you got to get lumber in. You need lumber. And so you see it's construction lumber. And so we have 2x6s, 2x4s, and 1x type of lumber. But got to do something to that lumber. follow this little template. All the red holes get a little pilot hole, right? The green holes get a drill press, right? Then what you're doing is you're creating these pieces, all these pieces. These pieces make up a headboard. You sit there and put these pieces, screws right into this, next thing you know it looks like that when you're done. So that goes on one side, those headboards go there, and then if you look over there, that's where we do our slats.
And for the final touch,
Smoke there.
their logo is branded right into the wood. Completely run by volunteers.
It definitely fills your heart. It's a great thing.
I know the difference it makes when I get my kids new beds and new bedding, and being able to do that for the kids in our community makes a big difference.
Syracuse was just rated the second highest child poverty rate in the country, according to the Census Bureau. That accounts for more than 13,700 kids living below the poverty line. To put that in simple terms, that's 1 in 10 kids.
Special are your children to you?
Real special. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I think about them a lot. And I think about if I died, what's gonna happen to them. So I try to keep my strength and try not to be depressed a lot. I try, you know what I mean? So my kids is a big part of my life, and it makes me feel real joy that I have them.
And just look at his daughter's face. That smile shows the true impact a bed can make on a child's life.
Is Minnie Mouse your favorite?
In Syracuse, Max Williams, NCC News. While things may seem calm below the water that surrounds the state of Rhode Island, on the surface things have been a little rough as the state gears up for the general election.
They failed in their oversight.
Here in the Ocean State, at polling locations, you can find voter information forms in English and in Spanish. But recently, at some locations, you can only find English forms.
And so we sent volunteers into Pawtucket for the September 10th primary, and what they discovered was that a lot of the signs that are provided by the state to the 4 bilingual communities in Spanish were not even hung.
John Marion, the director of Common Cause RI, an organization that advocates for American democracy, sent a letter immediately to Pawtucket. One section of the 6-page letter reading, "What our volunteers discovered was alarming. They documented numerous violations of the consent order." That consent order is what the Department of Justice sent to the city back in May after it sued the city voting officials for multiple violations. One of them was Section 203 of the Voting Rights Act, meaning they did not provide Spanish voting information for Hispanic voters, who make up 22% of the city's population.
Ensuring that people understand and trust their local government can help in promoting feelings of trust in the elections in general.
Emily Lynch, a professor at the University of Rhode Island, was part of a survey that asked 500 Rhode Islanders questions about local and national politics. When the survey asked about trust in the state government, 73% were stuck between somewhat and not fully trusting it. Today, for the general election, the Department of Justice sent in observers to Pawtucket's polling places to ensure they don't violate voters' rights once again.
I would assume that they're going to fix that issue and be prepared for the general election.
I'm still a little worried about Pawtucket and that things will go right there.
Reporting from Rhode Island for Election Night 2024, I'm Max Williams.